Hello and welcome in to the SorareData Show. I am Andrew Laird. You can find me as Lairdinho on Sorare, joined today by Harry Trades to answer some questions. Harry was like, it's Q&A time. And I was like, Harry, you're right. It's an international break. Why not? So, Harry, were you expecting more questions about Sorare or not about Sorare?
Knowing the SD crowd, it feels like non-Sorare is probably what I expected more.
Okay.
Maybe a 50-50 split. I didn't think it'd sway in one direction. Yeah.
I noticed one question in the chat. Sorry, I was trying to bring them up on my screen here. One question in the chat about our breakfast. So we'll get to that. Don't worry. Thank you to everybody for coming in. Let's see. The questions came in hot. Nobody was like claiming podiums as far as I can tell, which I appreciate the effort going right in. But we got Sorare Strats, Palmwa, and Johnny on the podium. So congratulations to you three. Let's just jump right into them because they started it. I'm not even going to welcome anyone else. Sorare Strats, what would you change if you were in charge of Sorare for one day?
How much could you get done in a day? Yeah, don't bite your tongue. Bite your tongue. No, I've got something. The only thing that springs to mind for me, which might happen, might never happen, whatever. But I would, if I had a day in there, I would try and convince them that in season under 23 is worth it.
Ooh.
Make it happen for us, please. I think the community would relish that opportunity to play a competition like that. And for me, it's a no-brainer, but there's obviously downsides.
I love that idea. And I think that there are a lot of people who probably don't like it because it's like the classic people who are like, in seasons to ruin Sorare, blah, blah, blah. But it's U23, card values for in-season U23s, like there's no premium.
No.
And we're kind of used to seeing these wild in-season versus classic premiums. And I was actually talking to Gator Guy yesterday, how like there's no rhyme or reason to the multiple. Like some players, it's super tight. And some players, it's like 4x. And you're just like, this makes no sense. But we were so used to seeing kind of a U23 premium on cards like over the years. And not that we don't see it anymore, but it doesn't really feel like it's that important. And in season, I don't know. Yeah, why not? Like, why not?
Yeah, it creates more demand. I know they'd have to give out money. I get it. But surely, like you said, yeah, it gives more reason for me to want to buy in season under 23s. Right now, there is none. Like, all I'm literally want to do is win them. Like that. What's the point me buying in season Xavi Simons if I can buy the old one? Because okay, unless you're playing them in Bundesliga, obviously, but to play them in under 23, there's literally no benefit, really.
The irony is that in season is given us kind of this reduced timeline of like how we have to return to get like our money back. And U23 kind of always had that. Like you got to use them in U23 until they run out. And then, obviously you can use them in regular comps, but like we've had this, you need to get your value out of the U23s while they're still under 23. So we're used to it. That's a good call, Harry. Good call.
Yeah,
you know what I would do?
23 yesterday.
I would move all the in-season limited money to classic super rare.
I bet you would. I mean, all is definitely maybe overboard, but you want all, yeah? Wow.
I want all of it, yeah. It's because I really struggle winning in super rare and limited, but I feel like I've sunk so much money into super rare that I'm just kidding. I don't think that's what they should do. But then again, I am in charge. I don't know. I'll have to think about that one.
Yeah,
one thing. All right. I suppose the question wasn't what's one thing.
Anything in a day, right?
Just anything in a day. Yeah. No. We came out. Yeah. We start with a tough one here. Palma said, Silver on the podium. I've started back up into Sorare after 2 years away. Welcome back. I've targeted 3 in-season Prem teams and 3 in-season contender teams. Love it. They need improvement, but have the basis of 6 decent teams. Where do I go next? Champ, Challenger, and why? I'm all rare scarcity, by the way, and a fellow Welshman.
Oh, class. Where are you from? Let me know if you don't mind.
Oh, do I just say Cymru, or is that not like...
That's perfect, yeah. You got it.
Let's go.
And if you want to say like Wales for life, it'd be Cymru and Biff. That's like our slogan.
Oh, that's the thing. Yeah. All right. I'm getting there.
Yeah, we'll get you there. I mean, the obvious answer for me there is champ, just because you're already playing Prem. I think that's a nice little extension of an arm or whatever. Challenger would be a whole different ball game in the sense like it's nothing to do with the 6 teams you've got already. So to make it easier for yourself, I would say, I'd say champ. That's the obvious one for me.
I think the same. I love that somebody came back after 2 years and decided, and they were like, "Oh, Prem, yeah, I like that," and contender.
Yeah. Everyone has that like side piece, on the go in Sorare. Like they just do. Like I don't care what anyone says. Everyone's got that element to their gallery. It's impossible not to, I think, isn't it? Like to resist that urge is tough.
The so rare side piece that is the contender competition.
Now that is a series waiting to happen. So rare side piece.
It feels a little so rare under dark for me, or after dark.
It does. It's a gym sponsored by Jim of that program.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, there we go. Daniel Cooper, what did Harry trade with the devil for winning every quiet game week that has ever existed?
Luck. Double game weeks. Welsh luck sometimes.
Simple as that.
From Nico Williams. I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's been a while since I've won a little Mr. Midweek, though. Let's be real. Like, I haven't won anything crazy in the midweeks because it's just been tough recently in the midweeks. Like, especially like non-international midweeks. I've not really done anything, I don't think. So, yeah, my gallery's always been quite international based-ish, and I've added to that over the week, like the months with Trubins, and I've already had Bart. But I've already had that in my gallery. Honestly, it just luckily came together.
Yeah. I think luck plays a big role in things, not just in so rare, but in life. But you also have to be able to put yourself in positions to when the luck hits that you want to maximize that success. And I feel like Harry does a really good job of that. So I'll put it that way.
Yeah. Timing, luck.
Got to be in it to win it, man.
Yeah.
That was a New York City lottery like commercial, like ad for years when I was growing up.
In it to win it.
In it to win it. And then they changed it to, hey, you never know.
You do.
Simple as that. Halogen, do you think So Rare is ready to go mainstream? How big do you see it becoming in the next couple of years? That's a fun question.
It's a tough one, isn't it?
I think the thing that holds So Rare back from being mainstream is that I don't think like fantasy sports are ever going to be so mainstream that So Rare then becomes mainstream, if that makes sense. That doesn't mean that there can't be hundreds of thousands or millions of people who really like it and play it worldwide. But maybe my definition of mainstream is still too big. But like, I think there is significant room for growth of people who would like a product like this, not even just in football, NBA and MLB. Like, I think those have plenty of runway. But I don't know if I ever see So Rare being like the biggest fantasy platforms here in the US, and like fantasy sports are huge here. They're not really mainstream. That doesn't mean they're unsuccessful. Some of them are wildly successful, but like there are plenty of people like DraftKings and FanDuel are the big ones here. And I'm not sure I would classify them as mainstream.
Yeah, they're never going to like, So it's never going to be FIFA, is it? Really?
Right.
Because it's just, kids play FIFA. Like it's just impossible to match those numbers, right? But I think you could argue in this, like, how could it become mainstream in its own category, right? Type of thing, like within would we say it is now or no? Like, would you say So Rare is mainstream within fantasy sports?
No.
So I guess that's the best question. Is like, how does it get there, and when does it get there, or does it get there?
So the way that I was thinking of it is the company I used to work for, RotoWire, is like the biggest fantasy sports like content company maybe in the world, now that I think about it, just because there are not that many of them. Mm-hmm. But So Rare is like a total afterthought to them. And like Sorare is a client, they sell like they do stuff with their MLB. They don't do anything for football, and I don't know if they're doing. I think they do stuff for NBA, but like very little of their content is produced because people are interested in Sorare, if that makes sense. Like ESPN and Yahoo are like the big ones here, and DraftKings and FanDuel, and like they do content because people are interested in that, and Sorare's not there yet. So like, and they're a very American company. Like football is not like, they do a ton of football stuff, but it's not their like main sports. When Sorare, when they start talking Sorare, that's when I think we're like closer to mainstream. That's how I would put it.
That's your gauge. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. It is really tough, because then you look at the other side of things and you look more so to like the UK crowd of like FPL.
Yep.
Like, you're never going to surpass those numbers because it's a free-to-play game, right? I don't know. Yeah, like what arm of Sorare becomes more mainstream? Rivals or Pro? Like, you know, like there's conversations in it, like in the game itself, isn't it? As far as like which side of the game does go more mainstream than the other. I mean, on paper, you'd think Rivals would because it's free.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't know. It's a really tough question to like categorize and then answer, you know?
Like, do you consider FPL mainstream?
Yeah, I'd say so. Like, if I've got like a couple of my friends, like I have a friendship group from back home, they don't all play FPL, but a couple of them do. And I just say out of 15, 3 do, which I guess is not that much of a percentage really. But like, yeah, I would, because a lot of people play that, especially in the UK. I know it's worldwide.
That's where I was kind of going with it. That like, I'm sure it's very, if it's not mainstream, it's very close to mainstream in the UK. Outside of the UK, is it? Like, I know people play all over the world and whatever, but like, is it mainstream elsewhere?
My gauge is like when I was in college, like a lot of the boys in my team who are from all over the world would play it. They definitely would. So, I mean, yeah, if that was my only way of testing it, though, really, like from like an international crowd. Like, I weren't speaking to random internationals on the street about it, but people in my dressing room were playing that game and they weren't from the UK. So it might have been like, you know, headed by a UK guy, you know, not that like I weren't involved in it. I never really played it, but yeah, popular.
I reckon, like, popular in Sweden. Weren't there like, what was that guy's name that won, like, I don't know if he won multiple times, but was like top 10 a few times. He was Swedish.
There's like an FPL Swede or something, I think.
Oh, it's as simple as that, huh?
I think so, yeah. I'm pretty sure there's a Twitter account called that, but
so again, like I would have believed that FPL is mainstream in the UK. Outside, like, how many people play FPL in Spain and Italy?
I think you'd be surprised.
Okay.
I don't know if I'd still call it mainstream, but a lot of Europeans that are in my team would be playing that game, and yeah, they definitely weren't from the UK. But again, it's so tough to. Yeah, I'd love to know the stats. I'm sure they're out there somewhere, right?
Yeah,
I'd like to think so.
Yeah. Sorry, I was trying to like catch up on the chat since people are responding to what we're saying, but then there are so many questions, which is great.
There's so much. I'm just scrolling down now. I was stuck on like fifth message.
Harry, what'd you have for breakfast today?
So I'm not really a big breakfast guy as far as like timing goes, but I'll have a breakfast a bit later on, if that makes sense. So AKA
that's lunch,
a little bit of fasting. Depends. If it's before 12, it's not lunch. Come on.
Okay.
But no, like about 10:30 today, I had three fried eggs cooked in coconut oil. I'm a big coconut oil guy. With sourdough bread.
Ooh, I love sourdough.
Big sourdough guy. Went to the farmer's market on Saturday and got myself some
fresh loaf and everything.
Yeah, it's as good as it gets, to be fair. Not cheap.
No.
Couple of thresholds worth, put it that
way. Have you, I'm going to keep this going. Have you ever, sorry. I just noticed the Victor Wembanyama one of went. What do you think that first card went for?
One of 10 or 100 or
1,000.
Oh, wow. I'm so.
This is actually a great question for somebody who has no concept.
Yeah, no clue.
It's the first card that they sold this year. Like it started today.
Like on auction, the only one that goes for first one that goes.
1 of 1,000.
Jesus, I'd love to say I don't know. I'm gonna say $500.
$672.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad.
I like how you were gonna say 1,000 and then you
were
gonna
say 1,000.
NBA. I'm not doing this.
Yeah, I was like, surely someone's not sinking $1,000 into the limited, but I don't know how it works. So,
all right, I'm trying to find a picture. Is this? No, it's gonna take me too long. Maybe when we search for another, or we answer another question. So I have a picture. I don't even want to say it out loud, but it has to do with sourdough bread. Let's answer another question, then I'll come back to it.
Wait, what did you have?
Oh, I eat the same breakfast 5 to 7 days a week.
Oh, yeah, you've mentioned it, haven't you?
Yeah,
Sean.
Actually, I used mozzarella today. Mozzarella, spinach, egg white omelet, and 2 pieces of toast.
Wow.
Get your protein, get your carbs, little spinach in there to make you feel good.
Greens. Yeah.
Simple as that. And 17 cups of coffee. Matthew Wee, bit of a broad question. If we only take in-season into consideration and a budget of $5,000, in your opinion, which scarcity would be the easiest, fastest to make a full return, limited or rare?
Tough question, isn't it? I've never done it. I've never seen it done, but
I think honestly,
I don't know.
With $5,000,
you're gonna say limited, aren't you?
I think you can do both.
You probably could.
I don't think the right strategy is like rare in Prem, La Liga, Bundesliga, Contender, Challenger. Like I think it's whatever competition you know the best.
Right.
3 rare, 3 limited, then a second, and eventually you get your side piece. But I don't think
vertical stack. You're basically saying, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So vertical stack the Prem limited rare, basically.
Right.
Or vertical stack the Bundesliga limited rare. Yeah, I could probably get behind that. Because when you win, you probably win, right? Like
it feels that way.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I feel like that's the way I would. I don't know. It just seems
you are a big vertical stacker, though, aren't you?
I am. Well, I actually don't even care about the vertical stacking so much as I think that if you are somebody who really knows a certain league, like that's what you should go after.
Double down. Yeah.
Yeah. And so why not use your expertise in multiple scarcities?
No, I agree. I completely agree.
And honestly, 5,000.
Yeah. Get up there. Yeah.
Super rare in season, rare in season might be easier than limited and rare.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe not in Prem though. Like I don't know.
Yeah, do it definitely not in Prem.
Yeah, but like Challenger, Contender, go all in.
It's tempting. Have you or would you ever wear an England shirt?
No. I'm trying to think back if I've ever had to do them for like a dare or something, but I don't think I have.
I wouldn't either. And I haven't had to. Anyway. Oh, there you go. And not under duress. So no, you wouldn't just voluntarily wear one?
No.
That's fair. Sorry, I'm separately still scrolling pictures because I want to show this picture. Anyway. Have you guys bought any tickets to any games? That with coins,
what do you mean by that? Oh, is that raffles and stuff?
I think with the coins.
Yeah. No, I didn't. I only had 3,000 or maybe even 300. I didn't have many at all. The coins left because I used them all on Boost months ago.
I did, and then got a message that I wasn't allowed to sell them.
Yeah, I did see that. I saw the.
So I sent a message to a friend of mine who might be able to go.
Oh, nice.
And I'll see. So Harry, these photos are actually crazier than I thought they were. Crazy is a weird word, but hold on. So I was in San Francisco a few years ago. And San Francisco has the best sourdough bread in the world.
Wow, I did not know that.
Did you not?
No, genuinely never associated those two places with. Wow.
And now let's see. So not only do they have very good sourdough bread, they can do cool things like. Oh, wait, hold on. Man, this is terrible content. I apologize, everyone, but I really need to show this. They are willing to create sourdough like animals.
Wow.
And so here's like a turtle, a loaf of bread.
That's amazing.
That's a turtle. And
How
we
are they doing
have
that?
This is a
lobster?
Maybe?
Or
like...
what's a crayfish, is it, or something? No.
Oh, maybe. Maybe. And
that's amazing.
Oh, wait,
by
that's
the way.
Same one, sorry. Right?
Yeah.
Just bread. I got a few more. We got this one. It's a fish.
That's a fun fish.
And I think I have. Oh, wait. What was the first one I showed? Oh, this is my brother with a crab.
That is incredible.
Mm-hmm. And I think this is the last one I have. Yeah, this alligator.
So what's the process? Like, how do they do that? Are they putting it in some sort of like mold? Are they molding them? If that makes sense.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know if it's hand molded or they have like an actual mold. I don't know.
Art. Unbelievable.
Sourdough art.
Sourdough.
Agent Cooper said, "What is the meaning of life?" Super rares. Actually, don't worry. I've got this. The meaning of life is to win Mbappe as a reward on Sorare, even if he's 37 and playing for the New England Revolution. I'll take it.
I mean, after today's news, he might be.
What was today's news? Oh,
they're accused of some naughty stuff.
Oh, I did see that in Sweden.
I don't know if it's true. I don't know if it's true, but
you're right. Oof.
Yeah.
I was about to say I can't think of what the downfall would have to be for him to play for the Revolution, but I think we're actually getting close.
Yeah, I think
Sorare is all in on in-season U23.
Wow. Yeah, I'm on board.
Just Mike, it said I changed the player pool system for the one day.
Yeah, I don't know how much work could you get done in that day though, Mike?
That's a good point. Maybe if you showed up with everything.
Like
you did all the work and you were just like, do this.
Yeah.
Please.
Just click yes.
Yeah. Alan Jin, I'd add market credits to Classic. I love that idea. Still don't know why they don't do that. Like, genuinely.
I think they're like disregarding that one. Not disregard, like they're just overlooking it, sorry. I think for whatever reason, they're not like, it's not making sense to them. It feels like anyway.
But I'm trying to think of, is the concern just that they don't want to give away too many of them?
Yeah, maybe they think
they worried that we're going to spend all this money, like what?
Right? Or they worried that like in season folk go, hang on a minute, like we're happy with we're happy with the amount of market credits we're getting right now. We don't want that lessened, but I don't think that would actually be the case in reality. I don't think people would care that much. I think it would be a net benefit, wouldn't it, or net positive if they did maybe switch around or even just added a few and took a couple away from in season. Yeah,
I was always of the belief that if people won them in Classic, they'd be more willing to play in season because that's the bridge. And obviously people who already play in season like in season. So like, I get that those market credits go to people who have shown that they are willing to buy new season cards anyway. But yeah, I don't know.
I tell you what's just come to my mind though, as you said that, Laird, and we've seen people be a bit outspoken on how like money's moved from Classic to in season. We kind of know all that, whatever. But like, if there was market credits in Classic, I mean, in a roundabout sneaky way, that is like adding cash.
Sure.
Isn't it? Like it is in a way. Like it's not cash, obviously it's not as flexible as that, but it's so rare cash.
Yeah. And it's so rare cash that cannot be used unless you use some of your own cash too.
Exactly. It's the perfect bit of cash for Sorare, and that's like it's not perfect for us. It's ideal, but it's not perfect because we can't withdraw it, obviously. But It's the bridge, like you said. It's
Yeah.
the bridge.
I have spent money on Sorare that I would not have spent because of market credits.
Same. Recently.
Yeah.
I've been quite lucky. I've been winning like a £15 market credit basically every week, it feels like.
Love it.
Like last couple. And I've used every single one. Harry Wilson was a market credit, little £12 off or whatever. Like, yeah, it's really helpful.
Palmo said, and also an observation is I know Harry loves a bit of Rijeka, by the way. Rijeka.
Is it?
I got a lesson yesterday from Peter Stoyanov, who I believe has some Croatian.
Peter's an imposter. Come on. He's American.
He said, I was today years old when I realized there are 2 great white sharks on their shirts. I must have one.
Wow.
I don't even know if I could find on their jersey. Oh, yeah, there are.
There are?
Hold on, let me pull it up here.
Oh, right. Like on
it's multiple. They're all over.
That's super cool. Yeah, that's something that went under the radar for me. What do you think is there sharks in Croatia? I feel like there's not, but I could be wrong.
I mean, it's on the water. Plenty of.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. I know. Yeah, Cosmo was showing me pictures. Actually, he went to a game, and it looked beautiful. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe there is sharks. That's
Maybe
cool.
we could just find out ourselves. Ooh.
Yeah, Google knows everything.
Oh, whoops. There you go. Adriatic Sea's got a ton of them.
Amazing.
And they're not dangerous. They're the best kind of sharks.
Come on, they're only rare. Why can't they be limited or super rare? Sorry. Sorry. Or unique.
Let's see.
So I'm just scrolling through myself as well, having a little.
Mike's asking if I'll ever learn French, since I'm obviously happy to learn Welsh.
No comment.
EPL MLS side piece.
That's class.
Investor said, I'm focused on Laird's favorite competition, La Liga, rare in season. Certainly not my favorite. I was thinking to jump to champ using La Liga leftovers, but the SO5 is so bad in La Liga. Therefore, would you jump to Bundesliga or Prem? I don't know why anybody plays La Liga, and the fact that Keith just absolutely adores it is so funny to me.
I know it's hard to get up for, isn't it, from like an SO5 standpoint for sure.
So sorry to cut you off there. I know exactly why Keith loves it, and it comes from DFS. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with the way that like specifically DraftKings works, it's very much like Sorare, that the equivalent to decisive actions are not as important as the other stats that you need to accumulate, and that you can beat players with you can essentially use high AA players to beat decisive guys. So like Erling Haaland is usually a terrible play, even though he scores 1 or 2. Same concept.
Yeah.
Because the way that Keith plays, and like PSU fans used to play this way, I used to play this way. You really put a focus on the high floor players, because they generally score better than the ones who have higher ceilings but don't always hit them. Because La Liga is so low scoring, you want the guys I used to do a weekly show about like the weekend Prem contests that they would have. And the guy I used to do them with was like, every hope that he had going into the weekend was that nobody scored a goal. And he was like, as long as there are no goals, like I'm going to win, because I know how to like get all the other guys. And Keith kind of plays the same way, that like the fewer goals, the less variance, because you can kind of predict the guys who get the underlying stats. And La Liga is so boring because it's low scoring that Keith loves the idea of winning competitions with like 401 points. And La Liga is the closest.
Nils. And then, No, I get it. I do get it. This is like there's just less things to worry about in a lot of ways.
Right. Like if there were would you play Sorare if goals didn't count, basically?
I would, yeah.
Hell yeah. I do already.
Yeah.
My guys don't score.
Yeah, who cares about winning?
Yeah, it's that's what it is. Anyway, I love this. MLS Sorare Scout. What data point or player trait makes you degen into a card most quickly?
I mean, that's an obvious answer.
Just
so obvious.
Any recent set piece, and I'm like, you're in.
Yeah. Don't care what position he is. He could be a goalie for Lairdinho.
Yep.
Yeah. That's actually the only thing you're looking for right now, actually.
Man, if I saw someone scored a goal like a goalie scored a goal the other day.
Yeah, who mentioned that in the
Discord, it was a Rivals game, so like I don't even know if the guy has cards.
That's funny.
Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah, it definitely sets.
Halogen, when will we see a Lairdinho gallery tour review and strategy talk? I know you don't want to talk about your own gallery, but I, for one, would be very interested in it. I'm going to ask Harry to do a gallery review on his channel, Harry Trades YouTube. He does it for everyone else, and I'm finally like, I'm not there yet. I'm like a little
You're
too
so close, though.
I'm a little too nervous to be exposed like that. But if it happens, it'll be over on Harry's channel.
I mean, it's a week and a half time.
I know it's no better time, but we'll see. We'll see. What could Sorare do beyond fantasy sports?
That's merch? Like asking. I don't know. What do you say?
Sell merch.
Merch, yeah. I'm trying to think. Like it's like asking a baking company to start,
making cars.
Like just something that's completely different. Like I just don't. Do they need to?
Yeah, I don't.
No, looking for food is not saying they need to, but you know what I mean. Like I just think. Yeah, we're kind of just straying off somewhere that we don't need to go there. We need to concentrate on the fantasy part,
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah. All of a sudden you find yourself as some sort of sourdough maker making an alligator, and then it just, who knows?
I mean, there's a market for it.
There was.
Yeah.
It was delicious, by the way. Legitimately delicious.
Amazing. Did you have like butter with it or anything, or
just oven into my hands, break it. It's big sourdough guy. Sourdough is a reason enough to go to San Francisco. Service said, should Sorare push hard for the Wrexham license and potential partnership if they make it to the championship? I ask because clearly some in the global soccer community don't Rex. I don't know what that means.
Maybe they don't like Rex. I don't know.
But I also don't. I don't watch that show. Do you like Wrexham?
I don't dislike them, but I'm not interested in them in the nicest way possible. Like I'm from down south. Like we don't really care what happens up north in the nicest way possible. Like that's just how I was brought up. Like I was a Cardiff fan as a kid and whatever. You obviously had the rivalry with Swansea, which it looks like where Palmer's from, which is fine. No bad blood there, but no, I just didn't. Yeah, I didn't really care. It's obviously cool that they get all this recognition. Like my best friend from America, who's from Wrexham, like he's a massive Wrexham fan, loves them. Dad's a season ticket holder. Like I've been there, like I've been to the place. I haven't seen a game, but like it's great. But I'm not like, I don't like it, or I don't dislike it. I'm just indifferent. It's weird. Yeah, like it feels like they're not even a Welsh club. I know that sounds stupid, but like there's just a weird like divide between the north and the south. Not in a negative way, just like in a I don't know, just like in a relation, like can't relate to each other way. I don't know, they're just different people, really different.
I think not the like issue, but I think the issue with doing something with Wrexham is thinking that maybe something comes out of it, and the people who enjoy watching, what is it called? Welcome to Wrexham.
Yeah, something, I think so.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, something like that.
Proves that.
Welcome to. Yeah, I think it is. It is.
Yeah, welcome to Wrexham. Okay, the people interested in welcome to Wrexham probably aren't also really interested in NFT fantasy sports.
100%.
And so it's just kind of like. Whatever.
You're just hoping people who are interested in fantasy sports that know of Wrexham and kind of like Wrexham that aren't actually Wrexham fans. They're just like some guy from America that like is falling in love with Wrexham. Like he buys the cards. It's not like hardcore Wrexham fans because I can guarantee you like they ain't buying NFTs.
Well, yeah, they aren't. Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of think of it the way that I watch Drive to Survive, the like Formula One.
The F1. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I love that show. I don't watch any Formula One. And I'm certainly not playing fantasy Formula One.
It's such like a rabbit hole to end up going down that route, isn't it? Like I don't know. Yeah, it's a really tough one, but I don't think it moves the needle in any way personally.
Right. Yeah, I don't think so either. I mean, I'm sure it'd be cool, but like,
it'd be cool.
Yeah, I don't think you're right.
Yeah.
I don't think it moves the needle.
No, and like, I don't know. Like, they don't have any stars. Like, if Bale went back there, like, that'd be quite cool. You know what I mean? Like, all their players are like, apart from Paul Mullin, who's like a decent forward that should get in. I mean, he doesn't get in the Wales squad. So, like, there's players that, like,
Sure,
scoring goals and stuff and doing things. But, like, there's an argument to say he probably should have been in at some point. But, like,
isn't what's his Okonkwo?
James McCarthy plays.
The goalie?
Arthur yeah. He ended up signing permanently. Yeah, the Arsenal
like
kid.
he's got Sorare cards.
Does he actually have them? Yeah,
I thought he play in.
Oh, he had Strum Graz or something. Yeah, you're right. He did. Yeah. You're right. Yeah, I guess he does have Sorare cards. There must be a few. Well, does James
32
McLean,
rares? Let's go.
Does he really? That's funny. James McLean. I don't think he'll have rares, but he's their bit like. I mean, he's their most notable player.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't think he has them, but he's obviously a Premier League player and stuff. But I don't know. It's just I'd love to see him do well. I'm not against him, but I don't think it moves the needle in any way.
Yeah, no, I agree. Sora Soul said, "Is it only Americans who do egg white only for cooking things like omelets? I've never known anyone else to do this, and I don't understand the reason behind it." So the reason is because the vast majority of the protein is in the egg white, and all of the cholesterol and calories are in the yolk. And so if you remove the yolk, it becomes a very low calorie, high protein meal.
It's more of a gym bro thing, not like a cultural thing.
Agreed.
I'd say, because like I got friends back home who do it. It's not like an American thing at all.
Okay.
It's a like, I don't want to eat carbs thing. That's what I would say.
Yeah. Definitely a gym bro thing. Would either of you ever run a marathon? I've got my 4th on Sunday and wonder if Sorare Steps is going to act as a gateway drug.
I went for a run today.
Ooh, look at you.
Not very far, not very long. It's the first time I've ran on a road or pavement, whatever, in a long time. Because I had a problem with my heel for the last 6 months. I've literally not ran at all. Like, that's why I've put on a bit of timber and stuff. But no, I'm not. I find running too boring. I know there's like a runner's high and stuff, and I've definitely felt it previously, like getting fit for pre-seasons and stuff. Like I used to do 10 and 5Ks, like just to sort of get fit and whatever. But like football fitness and running fitness are completely two different things. And like because I'm so used to getting fit for football, or used to be getting fit for football, like I need a ball to concentrate on, if that makes sense. My brain doesn't do well, like just having like no goal, because there's time and there's distance, I get it, but like I really struggle with the in between. My brain's like, I actually watched a little random. I was watching a podcast a few days ago, and someone was saying, I can't remember how to describe this properly, so you might be able to help me better, but like the one boy was basically saying like he doesn't have any inner thought or anything when he's running. Like it's just complete silence up there. Wow. I don't know what the word is. You might know it. There's like what's the word? It's not conscious. What is the word? It's basically a word where like people like who are highly functioning and stuff, like I can't turn my brain off when I'm running, if that makes sense. Like I'm just thinking about everything other than the run. And this boy was saying like, I don't think of anything. I can just run.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Someone must know in the chat. I'm just being stupid here. I can't remember the exact word. No, it wasn't flow state. It wasn't that. It was something else. What is the word? Someone will definitely know. But it was just fascinating. I was just like, I never thought that people were like that.
This is great. Ryan Walter, I've always called myself a golden retriever because I'll chase the ball for days, but I can't be bothered to run half a mile.
It's weird, though. It's so psychological. Nah, it's not the zone. I'll have to think about.
Yeah. So I've run a half marathon, and my father, older brother, older sister, and younger brother have all run multiple New York City marathons. Like I grew up in New York, and so the New York City Marathon is like a big deal here.
Huge deal, isn't it? You get invited and stuff, and like
it's
like a thing.
So I ran a half marathon once, and I crossed the finish line, and I was like, I'm never doing this again. And they were like, no. Now that you've run this one, like you'll think like I'm going to run a marathon. This was probably like 7-8 years ago. I don't think I've run 13 miles in total since.
Wow,
and
that's impressive.
I absolutely hated every bit of it. I I don't think my legs are made for running. And the issue that I had training for this half marathon is I couldn't do the actual training. I could only do the running. And the problem was is that when I did the running, so I would go for like there are all these like marathon plans where it's like you run 3 miles Monday, 2 miles Wednesday, 5 miles Thursday, and then
You
Saturday or
work up to
Sunday
it, like
is like a long and like the weekend's always like the long one.
right.
And the problem was is that once I got to like the 8-mile long runs, so it was like 8 miles one week, then 9 miles the next 10, it would take my body basically an entire week to recover. Like my knees would hurt so much, my shins would hurt, like my feet. And so the idea was you would also like do like strength training during the week, get your quads like nice and bulky so that they can like
You're so fun.
And I couldn't do any of it. And so I would literally like run 10 miles on Saturday, feel better Friday night, and then I'd run 10 miles again. And it was just awful. So I ran the
Is that
half
more of a
marathon.
recovery thing though? Like you just weren't recovering well, like you weren't like I used the ice bath and stuff. As soon as I'd run, straight into the ice bath.
Yeah. So I think the reason I wasn't like my body wasn't recovering is because I wasn't building up the muscle to like withstand the like the beating I was giving it on Saturday, like for the long run. And even like the shorter runs, I wasn't like conditioning it was just awful. Like I hated it. And I ran that half marathon in 2:07. And I remember as soon as I crossed, I wanted to beat 2 hours and I just couldn't do it. And when I hit 2:07 and I was like, my body is just broken, I'm like, I'm just going to find something else to do. I just never found it enjoyable. And I appreciate people who like love it. I live in a neighborhood that is like the street I live on is like a popular running street. Like they have the local, like the half marathon I ran goes right by my house. I didn't live here at the time, funny. But like, and people are always out, and every year like and I'm just like, I watch them and I'm like, good for you guys. And I just can't get myself.
You're just scarred from it. I get it. I don't think I could do it. I don't know. I could do it for. I think I could psych myself up for like a charity or something. If I did it for charity, I couldn't do it for myself. You know what I mean? Because it's not enough in it. I know that sounds crazy. Somebody's mentioned it here. It's the inner monologue led. Mark Milne. Thank you for mentioning that. Inner monologue. Some people don't have it apparently. Oh, internal monologue. Sorry.
Yeah. How many kilometers is a half marathon? I don't know. It's
like someone said 21.
Yeah, 21. There you go. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, it's not for me.
And football, like fitness, is stop, start, stop, start. My like heart and stuff isn't used to like constant running at the same pace. You know, I'm used to like running 20 meters, stopping for 30 seconds, running for 30 meters. It's just a different type of like endurance. Like it's so different. Like I'd run 12. I used to put up good numbers in college. Like we had GPSs. Like I knew all my stats, and like I'd be doing 12.5K, 13K some games in like Tennessee heat. Not easy to do. Like I can do that, but like tell me to run 13K non-stop at like one pace. I don't think I could do it. Like I didn't. The most, I swear on my life, the most I've ever ran is 10K. And I've done it multiple times. But I would never be like, why do I need to run more than that? Like a game of football is no longer than like 10K. I know that's probably the wrong way to look at it. But like for somebody that's not going to be pro, it's just like, I'm not running 20K. Like for the sake of just running. I can't do it to myself. My brain just like, oh man, I can't do it.
My issue is less that I don't have an internal monologue and more that my internal monologue is how much I'm hating what I'm doing.
Yeah, same.
Like I can't not think of like the fact that like my feet hurt or like my knee,
everything hurts.
Like, every negative thing about it. Every step I'm like, this absolutely sucks.
Yeah. How are you supposed to do well if you're like that? Because that's what I'm like. Today I'm literally, my Achilles is pulling. I'm like, fuck, you know, like I've got these running shoes and I think I'm the man, and I'm not, because I can't do 10 minutes without hurting. It's just like, Jesus, man, I need to fucking sort it out.
Yeah. Anyway. I'm catching back up and I just saw this comment. Could you get a sourdough version of
Oh, no, that's killed me. Oh, no. Oh, oh, what is that? That's not even me.
This was Daniel Cooper
That's
before
killed
that
me.
said we bought a sourdough gator a few years ago. Yeah, let's go.
That's hilarious.
Oh, anyway.
Oh, that's killed me.
Toby said it's surely hand molded. Sourdough rises too much to be in an actual mold, right? That's probably right. Probably right. It looks like we also have some Swedish lawyers in the chat about the recent allegations that I'm not going to touch on. Peter said his family is from Croatia, so don't call him a fake Croat.
Well, he is. His family's not. He's an imposter.
But they taught him that it was Rijeka.
Okay.
Ryan said
Families
work keeps
lie.
cutting
He
into my
does. Families
SorareData
lie.
time. That's not okay.
Where's this allegations thing?
Yeah, that shirt is fun. Let's see.
Rijeka.
Ryan said, I tried to convince Laird to start Sorare Speaks, encouraging us to learn a new language. Sorare Steps took off. Sorry. Oh, yeah. Just Mike surely loves La Liga. You can go look at his gallery and you'll see how much he loves La Liga.
I'd love La Liga if I had Mike's gallery, though.
Yeah,
so. Right. Go on.
Mike, did Mike hold off on that on this?
Yeah, he won.
Weekend?
He did.
He did.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Sub
Congrats, Mike.
Yeah.
MLS Sorare Sky, what was y'all's most coveted trading card growing up, and where is it now?
It's right on my wall, just by there.
Wow. What is it?
It is a Yu-Gi-Oh card that has like 3-in-1, basically. I don't know whether you saw my tweet where like you can, like on a certain angle, it's a different card, basically. So right now it's, I'm looking at it as Dark Magician, but you're looking at it in there as, I think it's Red Eyes Black Dragon or something. And then there's like a Blue Eyes White Dragon in there as well. But yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh for me. But I'm a big Pokemon guy as well. Like I still have my, are they in here? I don't know whether they're in here. They're not in here, but I have a big Pokemon collection.
So I follow this guy on Instagram.
I know where you go.
You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, you mentioned in the Discord, or what? Someone mentioned it. Yeah.
So for those of you who are in, his name is Ken Lee, I think. I think his Instagram name is Chef Ken Lee. So I originally found him because he's like a chef that makes fun of other people cooking. Like Chef Reactions is another one like that.
Yeah.
But this guy also essentially sells Pokemon cards for people. Okay. Like he's essentially a broker. Like people will send him all of their Pokemon cards. He sells them and then he takes a cut. And he found, I don't know Pokemon at all, but he found this card that basically there's only 3 that exist. Wow. And it looks just like another card, but like I don't know. I can't remember if his is matte and the regular ones are shiny. That's not the right word, but
yeah. Glossy. There's like Shadowlust, there's first edition. There's loads of like variations.
Yeah. So whatever it is, the one that he has that's like super rare is literally super rare. Looks very similar. And he said basically he went he was like, most people can't tell the difference. And so he went on eBay and bought all of the ones that were like this. I'll try to find it and share it. But and it turned out that one of the ones he bought for like $10 was one of these special ones. And the seller had no idea. Wow. And the last one of these had sold for like 80 grand. And he bought it for $10. So he sent it out. He got it PSA graded and they like confirmed it's like one of these special ones. And he has this whole thing of like how he got it.
What?
And
that's ridiculous. So I have a similar story that a couple of years ago, I bought a full, if anyone knows Pokemon, a full a base set, jungle and fossil, which is the first 3 ever like collections, every card in every shiny you can imagine, whatever, from those 3 collections. Off of someone I knew in America, his mum said like he was too old to have the cards anymore. He's like in his 30s now. And he was like, I want to get rid of them. So I was like, here's $500. So I just bought them off him. And I've had this collection ever since. And I mean, I don't plan on selling them or anything. They're just in a binder. But like, yeah, it's just a cool little thing to have. That I just love. Yeah, I didn't collect Pokemon cards. I played the game. But I went to the UK Championships for Yu-Gi-Oh! Like I was a Yu-Gi-Oh! Like serious player from my age. Like I was I was playing against like Liverpool on Saturday for Bristol City Academy, and I was driving my bike down to the local card store on a Sunday and playing Yu-Gi-Oh all day until my parents had to come and pick me up if it got too late and I couldn't ride my bike home. Like I was that kid, but nobody knew about the Yu-Gi-Oh stuff.
So there is so much more to the background of all of that story. Harry has told it on the Make It a Double Double podcast.
Yeah, I did.
Well,
Funny,
over a year
actually.
ago.
Yeah.
If any of what he just said interests you this much, go back and listen to that episode because it's phenomenal. That's the first Make It a Double Double I ever listened to.
Horrific time in my life, but
right.
Yeah, like traumatic.
But here we are.
But here we are. We got through, and I'm alive.
What was the question? Oh, top trading cards. So I have a story about trading cards that I'll tell because this used to be the card. Yeah. So I used to collect baseball cards growing up, and I have all these binders and I have so many cards. And for Christmas one year, my mom bought me 20 packs of baseball cards. I think it was like 10 from Topps, 5 from whatever, Donruss, a couple others, and then a single pack of Upper Deck because it had a very shiny like wrapper. And she was like, "Oh, that's fun." And she bought it. And in that pack was an autograph by Hank Aaron, who at the time was the Major League Baseball all-time home run leader. Like this, wow. It was worth like $500 at the time.
Jesus.
I thought I actually didn't even realize it was real. Like just because who pulls like an act? Well, now it's like very standard, but like autographs back then in cards. I mean,
wild, yeah.
I'll date myself. It was probably like 1990.
Ooh, okay.
It's probably on eBay now for like $8. But anyway, so yeah, she bought me like all of these cards and like this one pack because of the shiny cover, and I got this Hank Aaron autograph, and that card is in a case in my basement right now. Because
that's awesome though. Like, yeah, I've recently. It's funny you said Donruss.
Oh, Harry Trades pack openings.
Well, no, this weekend I was just visiting my local shopping center, and of course, me being the geek I am, I had to go buy a pack of cards. I'm not even into football cards, but yeah, I ended up buying this pack of Donruss soccer cards. I didn't even know if it was like you can get females in there. I didn't know. It didn't say anything on the pack.
Like, what are they?
It just says like pink cubic and pink cubic.
It is cards.
Multiple. Yeah, but like there's some of the designs are amazing. Like there's like these like crunch time ones where like it's like a cereal box.
That's fun.
There's some really cool ones, like a Marvel card. I don't know. I'm not into them, but I am into them now. So I'm like, okay,
let's go.
Let's get some cards in.
Yeah, that's fun.
Little Craftsman, little Tyler. So yeah,
game on. TJ said Washington Ortega was the goalkeeper who scored the pen, but no Sorare cards. Oh, I didn't realize it was a pen. That actually makes it not as exciting.
Yeah.
Daniel Cooper said, "Bring back So Coins and turn the shop into a bakery." Speaking of So Coins, when Sorare Coins came out, one of the firm things that I think Dan from Sorare told us at SorareData was like, we don't call them So Coins. Please don't call them that. Everybody called them that. He's like, they're either coins or Sorare Coins. What? And Paul on Quinny's video yesterday called them So Coins, and I was like, no, I knew it.
No way. I didn't. I watched the episode, the whole thing as well. I didn't notice that, but that's really funny.
Anyway, let's see. Sorry. Still trying to go through the... So we said, how valuable is a single tweet from Ryan Reynolds about Sorare, though? Get that into the contract for the license. 0.
No, yeah. Don't do anything.
Right. Mbappe and Messi didn't make any impact. I don't think Ryan Reynolds...
That's amazing.
Daniel Cooper, Fantasy F1 must be the deadest fantasy game. Oh, wow, Verstappen won again. Wow. No way. So There is daily fantasy Formula One, and I have no idea. Like they do, I don't remember. I think it's like laps led or position changes. Like there are more stats. And I assume Verstappen, because it's all salary cap, I assume Verstappen is like absurdly expensive every week, but I don't know. Toby's going back to the egg whites. Isn't all the flavor in the yolk too, though? Oh yeah, it absolutely is. Yeah, you gotta spice it up a little bit. DNP Donkey, how do you always come up with topics to discuss? Have you ever been stumped and had to pull a stream? So this is a great question. And I don't know if I really want to admit the answer. However, I will. I am stumped almost every day. Like yesterday's stream, Monday, I had nothing to talk about with Sean. Like it's very difficult. Like the reason I stopped doing like strategy shows is because as much as we love to like talk about Sorare and all of the strategies, like at some point, like you run out. And like some strategies are applicable to some people and some like we could have an entire week of strategies about the unique division. Nobody cares. Right. But eight people care. And so there are times. So, and I think there were times where like Sean wanted to talk about things that weren't necessarily just like strategy. And so that led to like the SorareData show like rebrand. And it was like, hey, we're going to have just regular shows and we'll talk about what comes up. And so it's funny that we started today with like, what's one thing you would change? Because that was going to be the topic with Sean. Like, what would you change about the current Sorare? And I knew Sean would just be like, I'd get rid of divisions and I would make sure that all of my lineups finished first every week. We all know Sean would say that. But then somebody commented on a video from my video on Friday and about like, would you rather Cole Palmer or 4 guys that are just as expensive as one Cole Palmer? And like that became the topic. And so the amazing thing about Sorare is that there is always something to talk about. Sometimes it's boring. Sometimes it's really personal and it doesn't have anything to do with anyone else, but people are still somewhat interested. It's kind of the reason I don't talk about my own gallery on this channel, because what I do doesn't necessarily, it's not always good strategy anyway. Like there are plenty of cards in my gallery that you look and you're just like, that card makes no sense. And I will agree with you, but also then that's just something to talk about. So the answer is yes, I've ever been stumped, but I've never pulled a stream because I had nothing to say. Like, I think it's actually better to just come on and be like, I got nothing. And there's somebody in the chat who's like, how about this? And it's like, that's what we talk about today.
Yeah, because you can be in your own little echo chamber as well a lot of the time with content and be like, oh, well, I think people will like X, or I think people will like to listen to Y. But ultimately, the best, most of the time it's good to, like you said, riff off of a comment on Friday. Yeah. And that turns into, a show or a topic that, at least, well, I mean, it's only one person making that comment, but I bet you, like you said, you can probably go, okay, well, if he's asking that, I'm sure there'll be other people that would like to, like that topic discussed. And that's kind of how a lot of it happens, I think.
It's one of the things that it was actually Mike Baston who brought it up to me once, that like throughout the week, I stream with different people. Like I did yesterday with Sean, you're on today. I just remembered I didn't ask Keith if he wanted to come on tomorrow, so we'll see. Thursday's Andy, and like Friday I do the solo show, and the solo show is impossible without the live chat. Like I could not do it. And Mike once was like, the Friday show is basically like you hosting the live chat, and that's the way I've looked at it since then. And like, there may be some things I want to talk about. Last week, I went on a bunch of rants about it, but like generally it's like, hey, what does the chat want to talk about? And we'll discuss it. And a lot of times it is just like things from the week, like people want to follow up on it. But yeah, we're not in the business of canceling streams. Yeah. And now I pickleball instead of running. Ryan says paddle is better than pickleball, which I have heard. I haven't played paddle, but we'll see. Let's see. Sorry, I'm trying to. Okay. So Peter said his family is from Rijeka, and he lived there for a few years and have gone every year.
I'll have to check the passport first. I want to see the stamps. Over 2.5 stamps, and yeah, you're in.
Okay, all right.
Only messing with you, Pierre.
He's not messing.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Does accountability help you complete those steps? Yes.
Yeah.
For me.
Keep putting it out in the ether that you're going to do something, isn't it? That's massive, I think, with the steps for sure.
So I have to admit something now, Harry.
Wow. Here we go. He comes clean.
I'm coming clean. So do you wear like a fitness watch or something like that? Something that counts your steps?
Okay. All my steps on my phone, unfortunately.
Okay. So I have a fitness watch that counts my steps. And I also wear it to sleep. So I don't charge it overnight. So I have to charge it during the day. Okay.
Wow. Okay.
So it charges from like 20% to 100% in like 20 minutes, half an hour, super fast.
Mm-hmm.
There are times where I will plug in my phone to charge and I take steps, obviously.
Yeah.
But those steps are not counted on my watch because I'm not wearing it. My watch also rounds up.
Wow, we've got a fraud. How much does it round up though?
So my watch on this day said I had 10,000 steps. 9,991.
So it doesn't show. Yeah. So you're only seeing 10K and you're not seeing 9,991.
So my watch literally uses the K, in fact, said 10K.
Wow. And
I was like, all right, I made it. I'm going to sleep. And I had like this. I noticed this like 2 days ago. And this was, what is today? 5 days ago is when I apparently came up short. And I'm like, I know that I took more than nine additional steps because I charged my watch, walked around a little bit.
Right.
But there is something about this.
It's
actually worse because when you go to like the weekly thing, it was like, hey, you hit your goal 6 out of 7 days. And I'm like, wow.
Does your watch say 10.1K?
Yes.
Okay.
And if I just like click the 10K, it'll show me the exact number. But I just didn't even like think about it.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, 10K. Great.
I was actually speaking to my wife today. I probably do need a Fitbit or something because, like, yeah, my phone's not in my hand all day, and I'm kicking a football around against the fucking couch half the time and moving. Like I'm doing things without my phone in my hand, so I'm never picking up everything. But like, I'm having to make a conscious effort to have my phone in my pocket if I'm gonna, because it obviously helps me with the steps. So, but earlier yesterday I was on the treadmill and I did a few sprints. Phone's not in my hand though. I made a big mistake. I still managed over 12K steps yesterday though, Led, which was that's no treadmill included. So probably maybe 13, 14K in the end, which was I needed it.
Yeah.
Oh, they're coming for you. Pitchforks are out.
Yeah, I totally get it. What did you do? Collapse at 10,000 steps? I think so I actually tend to charge my watch at night. Like I'll sit down and watch TV, plug my phone in, or excuse me, my watch. And I know that from where it's 16 stairs to my second floor and my bedroom is on the second floor. So I know that I took 16 steps to go to bed at least. And so like, I know, but also it's, that kills me.
That's OCD at its finest.
But I didn't even know.
No, I know. I just mean like looking back and like seeing it not be at 10K. Like that totally is just, it's tilting. Like I get it. But I don't think it would have
had the thought.
It wouldn't.
So like my challenge was like 8 straight weeks. And I'm like, do I have to start over? I'm like, but I know I did the 10.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's annoying. I can't lie.
Peter said, should I get a Whoop with my FSA dollars? And somebody said, wait, somebody had oh, here we go. Red Panda said, I have a Whoop and it's quite expensive in the long haul with the monthly subscription, but I like it a lot for the sleep haptic alarm and recovery tracking. My brother has a Whoop and adores it. But
I don't like all these subscription models though, Led.
I don't like, so my watch came with like a Fitbit Premium and like, I just never used any of like,
So
I use
Fitbit's
it for
premium
sleep
as well,
tracking,
isn't
which
it?
is funny because sleeping is like the one thing I do really well. Like,
Yeah, you know you do.
like I sleep roughly 8 hours a day. I get in bed, I hit the pillow, I am asleep, and I wake up to the alarm, or not, or I just wake up naturally. Like, and I'm out the whole day. Peter said it's free and I have FSA money to burn. Then yeah, go get it. Go get it. Anyway,
Yeah.
where were we?
I just don't like these subscription models for all these like fitness things. Like Peloton with one day they brought out the like you have to pay monthly for the to use a bike. It's just like, what are we doing? Like, come on.
You know what you should do instead? Take up running.
Oh my god.
I'm just kidding.
L15 of sleep. That's funny.
What was that?
Arthur's latest. That's amazing.
Rico Man said most football players use Whoop. My job on green screen day was to remind them to take them off. But $30 a month for the watch you can't keep is crazy. Wait, what can't you keep? So that's the problem with Whoop. It's not even a watch.
Yeah, it's like a.
It's just a band.
Yeah.
No.
Oh no, it's a band. Yeah,
it's a bracelet.
But it used to be over the chest one, right? Oh, there is a chest one as well.
Oh,
I'm sure there's. Yeah, that was the original one. I'm sure.
Oh,
like the original Whoop was like a chest thing. I'm pretty.
I used to wear like a heart rate monitor, like the strap, like when I worked out.
Wow.
Didn't do anything, and I stopped.
I was gonna say, yeah. Well,
it's so much of the data, like the health data you get from these things, are things that you probably would just know if you just thought about it.
I guess, yeah. Or like is kind of not irrelevant, but like.
No, it is irrelevant. You're right.
Yeah, like it's not as if like you're biohack, like unless you're like spending $1 million a year on your body and you're biohacking and stuff. Like,
yes,
fair, but like, come on, like, who cares if my heart rate's 100? Like, wherever.
Right. It doesn't matter. They have bicep bands and wristbands primarily. Do you have to wear the bicep band like all the time, or just when you work out? Like, why would I want a band like around my? What am I, captain?
That's funny. Don't sleep. Don't need a Whoop.
I did read an article recently about how people are trying to how sleep optimization is becoming a thing now. That people are using like Whoops and other like things to like track their sleep, and they're becoming like obsessed with getting like a perfect night of. And now they can't sleep because they're like anxious that they're not getting a perfect night of. Like, it's so stupid. Like,
it's just like a vicious cycle now it's turned into.
Yeah. But I will say that I get really good sleep too.
Yeah, I like it's one of them. Like, I know I've had a good night's sleep. Do I need my phone to tell me I've had a good night's sleep?
Thank you.
Like,
Thank you. So that's exactly.
Like, I wake up at 6 a.m. every morning and I feel amazing. Like, I'm not like I need more sleep. I'm just up and I'm just going,
Well, I'm just thinking of the people who are like, you wake up and you're like,
have I slept well?
Yeah. I did sleep well today. Great. And like, who cares? How do you feel?
I get to have 3 pieces of toast this morning. Like,
yeah.
Like, you probably make a reward system with it. I don't know. I don't like gamifying my sleep. I think that one's a weird one, personally.
I agree. Gamifying sleep is a weird one for me. I agree. I like the one that Red Panda said, one surprising thing is that I can catch when I get a respiratory illness a day or two ahead of time. I have heard that, actually.
Really?
But also,
that's quite cool, though, if that's true.
But like, it's already too late.
Like, yeah, you're getting it.
Do something to not get sick in a day or two. You just know it's even worse because you know it's coming. You're all of a sudden you get like the tiniest little scratch in your throat, and you're like, here it comes, and you're just waiting.
It's like knowing the day you're gonna die. Like, it's like
right. It's exactly what it feels like.
No one wants to know. Like,
oh yeah, I'm out on that. Cameron said, only in 2024 do humans pay to be reassured by a device about something they already know.
Yeah, that's peak consumerism, isn't it?
Trying to get to D1 this weekend with my son.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I appreciate so who did I think it was I had a conversation. I work with like a personal trainer, And I was having a conversation with her the other day because there's this like scale that they have at my gym. I told you about this, but like it can supposedly like measures the amount of muscle you have on your body and the amount of fat. And I would go in, like I pretty much only measure myself when I feel good because I'm like, oh, I'll get like a good readout. And it's almost always worse than I think it is. And I walk in like feeling great. And then I see the numbers and I'm like, it's immediately dejecting. And I like will talk to her. I'm like, yeah, so like my numbers. And she's like, well, how do you feel? And I was like, I felt great 10 minutes ago. She's like, isn't that what matters? Like, isn't how you feel matter? And I'm like,
right.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess you're right. I should just worry about how I feel.
Yeah, you can get so obsessive with those things. It's just like like you said, it becomes unhealthy. You end up hoping for this sleep score and you don't get it. You punish yourself. Like I don't know. It gets tricky. Like some things just go off intuition. Something just needs to be like, just freeballed and see what happens.
Yeah. Anyway. Cameron said Sean the sleep. I don't think Sean sleeps much, actually. He claims to not sleep much.
I think the only thing it would be good for me, like if I had this sleep thing, would be like, because then they show you or sort of tell you that like, okay, today you could work out harder than
I have heard
another day. Yeah, that's like a thing where it'll be like your body recovered 80%. Like, yeah, you could be good to go to have like a really, you could 1 rep max today, or you could, if that, like, that's quite cool. I like how that if they could tailor, well, they tailor it to your sort of how you're feeling and stuff, and how that can then affect your gym work and stuff. I do like that thought, but would I pay big money for it? I don't know.
I can assure you I would not pay big money for it.
Yeah.
When I try to my 1 rep max, when I just feel like I can do it.
Right. Yeah. It's feel. Yeah.
Yeah. That's all. That was really far away from So Rare.
Yeah, I think international breaks make us do that, Laird. I think, would you rather this or would you rather fucking meltdowns for 2 weeks?
That's a good point.
I prefer this, personally.
That's a good point. Sorry, I saw there was actually a question from Twitter. Let's see if we can get this one, and then we'll see. Peter said they don't tailor to the fact that I don't stretch. You stretch, Harry?
I'm a bit of a stretcher before a gym workout. Yeah.
After like, 2 or no?
I'll get lazy and I'll say no to that. I'm a bit, but I love stretching before the gym, like in the gym before my workout, like whether that's upper body or legs. Yeah. I mean, that's part of playing football. Like you're rolling things out. Like I love a mat.
I was going to say, you foam roller guy? Yeah.
I am, but like it has to be a perfect foam roller, because some of them really hurt, and like I know that's kind of the point of it, but like some of them are just horrible. I like the ones where like you actually hold it. Have you seen them? Really thin.
Yeah, you just roll it on your
Yeah, and you kind of just roll yourself rather than like it's under you and whatever. So I do prefer that one. But I'm a Theragun guy. Like I really like the massage guns. Yeah, they were big for me. I used to have really tight calves all the time. And then that would be like one of my pre-match or pre-training stuff, just foam roll and Theragun. I used to love it. Yeah.
I've never used a Theragun.
Like only the cheap ones. I wouldn't buy the expensive ones.
Yeah. No, I've never tried it. I should try it.
Have you tried the winter recovery now? I know you want to ask the question. Last thing. Those things that like recovery leggings, pants that like blow up.
Yeah, I've seen those. Yeah, no, I've never tried that.
You haven't had. They're cool. They're really good. Like to get rid of the lactic acid. No, they're not cold. They just condense your muscle, like your legs. They just blow up and like it'll like flow, so it'll go like really tight at your ankle and then obviously come up or whatever. But yeah, I don't have a pair personally, but we had a pair in college and you could take them and stuff, and they were really nice. They're like $700. You can get a cheap pair for like 200 though. But like if you're doing a lot of running and stuff, they're fucking unbelievable. They are really good.
Yeah, no, I've never done that, and I've never ice bathed.
Wow. I had an ice bath for Christmas.
I just
100 quid.
Just scares me.
It's the best feeling after. I know you said you don't run, and I don't really recently.
My brother does them after when he does.
It's the best feeling in the world. You want to go in there. Like that's the key. Like there's no other reason why I'd want to go in an ice bath. Like, but if you've done it, you're doing it after a run, oh my God, best feeling. Like, it is a really good feeling. No, I hate a cold shower though, Arthur.
Ooh.
I'm not a cold shower guy.
We're for psychos.
Who's psycho? Like, yeah, what
Yeah.
sort of psycho are you? Just put the warm on. Like, come on.
Sorry, Arthur.
I just can't get, can't do it.
All right, let's get to this question. This was from Hot Corner So Rare, Tyler CFC. Especially in international weeks, I've tried to focus on in-season due to the better rewards. However, if I wouldn't have just played my best classic guys in one lineup versus two in-season, I would have been better off. Prioritizing classic when you can play in-season is tough. That's not a question. Also, what's the deal with these one essence boxes in international games?
Yeah, I saw that.
Scoring 380 points from one essence may as well focus on rivals with the updated box rewards. I'm not sure there was a question there. But anyway, thanks, Tyler.
Yeah. I mean, from
how
a
often
limited
do you
perspective,
how often do you play in-season cards in Classic? Not counting U23.
Rarely. Right now, maybe in Challenger, because I still have MLS in season, if that makes sense. So there will be a few that creep into Classic Challenger, maybe, but no, nowhere else I can think of that happens at all.
Yeah, I'm more I'm more likely to FOMO into 3 more in-season cards just to get an in-season lineup out than I am to play an in-season card in Classic.
100%. 100%.
Harry, do you have any lineups built for this weekend?
I had one earlier and I deleted it because you know what I'm like. I'm a psycho. I like deleting things and doing them again and deleting again. But no, I've been like prepping for this weekend for obviously the last 9 or so days. So, yeah, I know where I'm going to go first. It's obviously, building my in-seasons, which is Challenger in season and Champ in season. And then I just, sort of trickle down from there, go into under 23s. I've got a good idea, but it's so hard to know before these. We still have internationals today, don't we? So it's like, I'm not sort of, I'm not dead set on anything, but I'm in a good position, like mentally, like I know what to focus on, What about you? Oh yeah, I know you've done this. You did this like 3 years ago. Like, when was the message? You were like, I have 30 liners for this weekend. That was like a week ago. It felt like.
It was a week ago. As soon as the international break started, I was like,
you're on it. Yeah.
I don't have cards. I don't have enough cards to like make international weeks exciting to me or like worth chasing. And I have 4 lineups built for like game week 21 already. 19 is coming.
Yeah. 19 is coming. Yeah, I was going to say I'll build my in-season. I'll look what. Yeah,
that's what I'm doing. I'm building in season.
Yeah.
Like I've never.
And everything else trickles in.
I've never been more adamant about getting the right in-season lineups together early than now. Like it's all I think about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean that's where the highest amounts of cash cards and whatever essence is won or whatever. So it just makes sense, doesn't it, to focus there?
It's one thing that, and you and Quinny touched on a little bit on Sunday. Is that when you guys
streamed? Yeah.
About how you were saying how important like in-season super rare is for you. And I just think that the nice thing about the fact that like I was slow to adopting in season is that it's very easy to catch up. Like you can just play this week. Obviously, if you can make your way up to Division 1 and all that, but like I felt like, or I'm starting to realize how much I pretty much like gave up not playing in season earlier. And so now it's like, that's my priority every week. My best classic cards go into my in season, and I just hope for the best there.
Yeah, but you're also maximizing as many in season lineups as possible. I'm noticing like you're maximizing your challenger limiteds and content. Like you're literally going 3s in each scarcity where you can. And that's the way you're going to scoop up as much cash from those comps as possible, and then you compound that way and move up or move vertically or whatever you want to do.
As I just saw that Hulk got a yellow card yesterday because Brazil keeps playing and is now suspended for game week.
This midweek.
Oh, it's the midweek.
They play now, yeah, because I had a fixture for not now, but they have a fixture Thursday or Wednesday or something. Maybe even tonight.
I don't think I didn't even play him. Oh, sweet. I thought he was going to be suspended for game week 21 since I was just looking at my lineup for 21. If they'll serve it tonight or whenever this weekend. Let's go.
Yeah, that's nice. That is nice.
You know, it's not nice. Next midweek, River Plate versus Mineiro.
Oh yeah, I noticed that in my builder actually. Is that Libertadores?
Semis.
That's a big one. Semis, as I was going to say. It must be quite deep.
Yep.
Ben says there, one more international break though in November, then we're done for 4 months.
Thank God.
I know. And then it's qualified. Like I know for Wales, like it's qualifiers then in March, I think. Like that's when it gets serious. Like these Nations League games obviously aren't serious, but yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. All right. That was pretty fun. Seems always something to talk about. Now, granted, a lot of that had nothing to do with Sorare, but we started with Sorare and then got there. So there's that.
Yeah.
Thank you to everybody for coming. If you could please like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Shout out to Quinny. When you're done with this video, head over to the Harry Trades YouTube channel. Actually, before you do that, you can go to Harry's first. That's fine. Subscribe to Harry's channel, but also go check out the Make It a Double from, when was that?
It was a while ago. I've been on there twice. So
yeah, it was not the first. It was the first time you were on. It was
the
like
first
the
time.
5th or 6th episode they did, something like that.
Quite early, wasn't it? Yeah.
You know what? It might have been. It's like almost a year ago, I think, because they reminded me that I tweeted about it or that I talked about it on a stream. Now I have to look. Like almost a year ago. Let's see. You know what? It might have been so long ago that it's not even on YouTube.
Oh, it was before YouTube, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was audio.
Anyway, so now you can go on Spotify or Apple, wherever you listen. And while you're looking for that, go to Harry's channel on YouTube, subscribe there, and check out all of that. Anyway, thank you everybody for coming, and get those steps in, and make sure when you go to bed that you actually hit 10,000 on your tracker and not leave it short. Good luck.